Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It is Monday, and I know I promised I was going to start a brand new preset package today, but inspiration still has not struck. There's something in the air, and in the next day or two I'll know whether it's going to pan out or not, so it may happen. But until then, I'm just going to do tutorials and presets. Lucky fucking you. Oh, by the way, don't watch these with your kids. I've had a bunch of complaints from people that are watching my videos with children. You should know better, dumbass. Anyway, there's a reason why I can't get corporate sponsorship. I'm not a fucking potty mouth. They don't like that. Whatever. Their loss. Today, over the weekend I had a few questions about IRs and how I use the IRs. So I'm going to do an update of how I use the 3 Sigma Audio IRs, and I'm only using 3 these days. So I'm down to 3 IRs and, well, 3 different packs. Maybe only 5 individual IRs total for everything. So they're just so great, and you can manipulate them in so many ways that I don't really need more than that. I found the ones that I like, that feel the best, sound the best, work the best for me, and I'm going to demonstrate how I use them and how it's important to set the low and high cuts, and that's pretty much that. So I'm going to have, and I really do love to have 2 IRs, and that's, to me, the best way to get the most out of the Helix and the IRs. 2 at a time really gets you that depth and complexity of tone that I reach for and strive for. So, you know, it's something, that's something. I cut myself in the chin with an electric razor. How stupid is that? Ow, it still hurts. So, okay, here we are at the Helix. Now, let's start off on the clean snapshot. It's basically just the Texas, Cali, Texas channel 2, and I've got the bass and the mids low, treble low, channel volume's up there, presence up there, ripples up there a little bit. Just creating a basic, you know. Just a basic clean sound. Now, it's kind of muddy, it's kind of blah blah blah, and that's because of the IRs. So what we need to do, and this is one of my basic rules for the IRs. That's what, whoopsie, fucking with my microphone there. Is you can't really use the exact same IRs that you use for, I mean you can, but to me, to get a great clean sound, here's what you need to use. First we need to, what we call snapshot enable, the IR select parameter. Push it in, turn it to the left. So with the IRs that I've got, I'm going to go with a Bad Cat 3A. I'm also going to adjust the low cut because it's got a little bit too much bottom end right now. We're going to push it in, turn it to the right. We're going to go 150. We were going to, the high cuts, 4.8, that's set for kind of a crunch sound where I want to reduce the top end. For a clean sound, I would like to enhance it a bit. So let's go up to 6. Now, the level is already set for the clean sound because it needs to be a little bit louder to be heard. Now we're at the bottom IR. Let's push the IR select in again, move it over to number 5. The high watt 412 5A combination with the Bad Cat 3A to me is perfect. Let's push in the low cut, put that up to 200, and then the high cut, do the same thing we did earlier, 6.0. That should be at 16. So now let's check it. It's got more definition that way without having to change any of the amp model parameters. To me, this is, let me unplug my lavalier mic here so you can get a real idea of what it sounds like. Pretty cool, very clean. I'm using the neck pickup split coil, so it's a single coil sound, basically like a Stratty kind of sound. And my microphone is not wanting to play along today. Goddamn V-necks, causing trouble. So that is my basic rule for a good clean sound. The Bad Cat and the Hiwatt 5A, well, the Bad Cat 3A and the Hiwatt 5A. You can actually reduce some more of the bottom end, accentuate some more of the top end if you want. Just, you know, try that. Very cool, very crisp, clean sound. Now, if you are the kind of person that wants more bottom end, all you gotta do is roll the low cut down. You will definitely fatten up your sound. And if that is what you're going for, then that's what you'll get. See? It gets fatter. But I prefer, you know, something in the middle of the two. About like there. And that to me is a great clean sound. Now for a great heavy sound, putting in the valve driver and the amp stuff changes a little bit. The bass doesn't come a lot. The mids don't really change, neither does the treble. The overall volume comes down just because it has to. I could actually tend to like to use a little less presence. And yeah, it's, you know, let me unplug and I'll play you this. So the IR settings for this, my basic crunch sound, and it uses the Marshall 1960 V3A, and whoops, gotta turn my volume down. And the low cuts, they can vary. I can go up as high as 140, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. Actually, we'll go to 150 just to, you know, really demonstrate the changes you can make. And the Hiwatt 412 3A. The combination of those two is my favorite crunch sound. Doesn't matter what amp models I'm using, although I tend to use the same amp model for everything these days, just because I think it sounds so good and it's so versatile. I can make it sound like pretty much all the amps. So let me unplug, and I'll demonstrate what you can do if you want to get kind of extreme with the high and low cuts. What I'll do is we'll go back and we'll try to set up a, uh-oh, chicken needs to be turned around in the oven. Oh, I'm roasting a chicken. Anyway, so let me unplug, and this is a cool crunch sound that has some top end to it. It has the bottom end, you know, God damn, this microphone is just pissing me off today. And the bottom end has been a little bit contained due to the low cuts. There's a fun sound, and I've controlled the bottom end just using the low cuts. So let's go back to where I normally would set these. Anywhere between 4.8 and about 5.5 usually. But, you know, it depends on the song, really. Go to 140. Set this one to 5 just for fun. And then I'll show you, this is really where I usually live with my low and high cut settings. There you go. Just a few basic rules that I follow when using the 3 Sigma Audio IRs. The clean, it's just a Bad Cat 3A and a Hiwatt 5A. Crunch, it's a Marshall 1960 V3A and a Hiwatt 3A. Just adjust the high and low cuts accordingly. The only real thing to look out for is the Hiwatt has a lot more natural bottom end to it, so I adjust the high cut accordingly, low cut accordingly. I always start at a baseline of 180 hertz. All of the other ones are basically around 140 hertz. I'll bring them down to 120 if I need a bunch more bottom end, or up to 150 or 160 if I want to reduce it. But with the Hiwatt, I start at 180. I'll go up to 220 if I want a really shimmery, clean sound. There you go. Good times. There you go, everybody. Good time. IR tutorial fun. I hit the record store this weekend. Scored some Billy Squier. I also got some really cool, well, this isn't new. This is the Eric Martin band, but I flipped it around to show John Nyman of Y&T and a young Troy Luccketta of Tesla. Yeah, they were in that band from, God, I don't know, like 79 to 85, something like that. I also picked up, let's just, go through what I picked up. I got some fun stuff. I got, at Waterloo Records, Missing Persons. I think their best album. A fun Stanley Jordan live record that I didn't even know existed. From the Blue Note in 1985. Holy smokes. So, right around the time when he did that movie, Blind Date. So, Stanley had some heat happening. This one's pretty cool, and I remember this when it happened, the concerts for Kampuchea. A bunch of charity concerts, and I think it's in India. I don't know where it is, but a lot of great bands, a lot of great performances. Rockestra was created, I think, for this, which is a culmination of a whole bunch of players on stage at one time playing a bunch of fun songs. And I always wanted this and found it very cheap. Got it for $8. And then Pablo Cruz. Really fun one. I'm still waiting on the Pablo Cruz guy to let me know if he's gonna keep the Fractal X8 that they purchased, that I programmed for him when we were out on the road with Y&T. And if he doesn't want to keep it, then I'll buy it from him and make some presets for that thing as well. Why would I not? So I'll see you tomorrow with something. I have no idea. This is not really a free set because actually today's preset was just poached from the Eye of the Tiger preset. I just took off the looper and the reverb, so we could get it down to its basic elements of the clean and the crunch and the 2 IRs. Good times. So I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, I just burped. Rock on.